Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr.Sreenivas Medical Concepts and my FB page Dr.Sreenivas Concepts. This is Dr. Sreenivas, neurologist from Andhra Pradesh, India. I am also the medical author of the book Focused Neurology. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, good sleep. What are the favorable factors for good sleep? And what are the factors which we should avoid in order to get good sleep? Good sleep. Why is sleep so important? And what is the duration of sleep required for a person every day? We require at least 8 hours of good and pleasant sleep every day. It indicates that 1/3 of our lifetime we spend on sleep. So if we take a 24-hour cycle, 24 hours a day, 1/3 of the day, that is 8 hours of a day, we spend on sleep. So sleep is not a passive process, it's an active process, a very much active process. Sleep is very much essential for a good functioning of the human system. If only we sleep well, we remain healthy. Sleep is very important to consolidate memory. Only when we sleep well, whatever we have studied in the morning or we have listened, it gets consolidated only during sleep. And when we get up from sleep in the early morning, sleep gives us a fresh mind to absorb whatever new information it is going to acquire. It is akin to a sponge absorbing water. So sleep is very important and essential for memory. When we sleep, the brain starts slightly shrinking. The CSF slightly starts expanding and removes the waste products. So sleep is required for the removal of waste products. When we sleep well, our immune system also increases well so as to combat infections and cancer. So sleep is important even to build up immune system. Sleep is essential for regeneration. Sleep is important for regeneration. And when we sleep well, 8 hours of day, uninterrupted, pleasant sleep, a good hygienic sleep, it is definitely going to help us to remain healthy and improve our longevity. So sleep is a very important part of our life. It is not a passive process, it is an active process. We require 8 hours of sleep a day. So what are all the factors which are favorable to induce a good sleep, and what are all the factors which we should avoid so that we get a good, pleasant and hygienic sleep? The favorable factors are: 1. Make quality sleep a priority. First, we should make a quality sleep a priority. Go to bed and get up from the bed at the same time of the day. So if we go to bed at 10 o'clock in the night, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. When we start practicing this every day, our body sets the clock back to the same timing. So after a few days, you need not set an alarm clock to get up at 6 o'clock. Body itself starts setting the body system to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So go to bed and get up at the same time each day. Very important to get a good quality of sleep. Ensure a pleasant environment. The environment should be pleasant. We should have a quiet, dark room. There should not be any kind of sounds or music system being switched on, and there should not be any lights. It should be dark. Dark and no sounds gives us a pleasant environment to sleep. In fact, for patients suffering from migraine, we advise them to have a pleasant sleep wherein there's no music around, no sounds around, and no light. Only dark and sound-free environment. And of course, the bed should be comfortable. The bed should be comfortable so that you get a good sleep. So make quality sleep a priority. This is one of the important favorable factors. The factor which we should avoid so that we get a good sleep is that 2 to 3 hours before we go to sleep, 2 to 3 hours before we go to sleep, avoid heavy eating. So you should not have a big dinner and then try to sleep within, say, a few minutes. Avoid eating 2 to 3 hours before sleep itself. Avoid smoking or alcohol before you go to bed. And avoid vigorous exercise before you go to bed. So in the 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, avoid eating a large meal, avoid smoking and alcohol, avoid vigorous exercise. This is a very important factor to be avoided to get good sleep. The other favorable factor to get a good sleep is that develop a consistent bedtime routine. Develop a consistent bedtime routine. Prepare for sleep with 20 to 30 minutes. Before you go to sleep, you have to mentally prepare 20 to 30 minutes before you go to sleep. In the form of listening to soft music, meditation, yoga, or pleasant reading. So before you go to bed, 20 to 30 minutes before sleep, you have to mentally prepare for a good sleep by listening to soft music, meditation, or yoga. And take a warm bath. Warm bath is so soothing. Just take a warm shower. Warm water is so soothing. Just 20 to 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Make it a routine. You should develop a consistent bedtime routine. This is a favorable factor. And the factor to be avoided to get good sleep is that when trying to fall asleep, avoid solving problems. Don't think of difficult situation, the problems which you have in the life, and try to solve it. Avoid solving problems when you are about to fall asleep, because it will make you more alert. It will not allow you to sleep. Thinking about the difficulties of life or life issues, avoid that when you are about to fall asleep. Reviewing events of the day, what went wrong, I should have done that, I should have done this. You start thinking those events, reviewing of the events just before you fall asleep, it will make you mentally active and alert and you will not fall asleep. So avoid all these factors when you are trying to fall asleep. Solving problems, thinking about life issues, and reviewing events of the day. This is the factor to be avoided. And the factor which is a favorable factor for getting good sleep are use bed only for sleep and a physical relationship. Do not use bed for other purposes. So use bed only for sleep or a physical relationship. If you cannot sleep within 20 minutes, don't try to sleep on the bed itself and try to get somehow sleep. If you're not able to get sleep within 20 minutes, just get out of the bed and read or do other activities, relaxable activities before returning to bed. So when you try to sleep and you're not getting sleep, You still try, but even within 20 minutes of hitting the bed, if you don't get good sleep, don't try to sleep. Get out of the bed, do some good pleasurable activity like reading a book, and then go back to sleep. It's a favorable factor. And the factor to be avoided, avoid factors that interfere with sleep physiology. Avoid factors that interfere with sleep physiology, like taking nap after 3 o'clock. When you're going to sleep after say 3 o'clock in the evening, how are you going to get sleep again in the night? So avoid sleeping or taking a short nap after 3 o'clock, because then there are only few hours left to get the actual nighttime sleep. So avoid taking a nap after 3 o'clock. Don't try to sleep too early. If you sleep too early, like 6 o'clock in the evening or 5:30 in the evening, again that disturbs the sleep physiology. The hypothalamus set pattern, the clock gets disturbed. And avoid caffeine, because they are all stimulants. So avoid caffeine before you go to sleep, because it disturbs sleep physiology, because it's a stimulant. So avoid all these factors. So the favorable factors are: make quality sleep a priority, develop a consistent bedtime routine, and use bed only for sleep and physical relationship. And factors to be avoided are: in the 2 to 3 hours before hitting the bed, before the bedtime, avoid heavy meals, smoking, and vigorous exercise. When trying to fall asleep, don't try to solve all the difficult problems or life issues, and then you do not try to take a nap after 3 o'clock, or sleeping too early, or taking caffeine, which will stimulate your brain and will not allow you to fall asleep. So these are the important favorable factors and factors to be avoided. If we follow these factors, favorable factors and factors which we avoid, so that we get a good sleep, I'm sure we'll get a good, hygienic, pleasant sleep of at least 8 hours a day, which is very much essential for healthy living of a human being. Sleep is required at least 8 hours a day. That is 1/3 of our lifetime we spend on sleep. And I repeat, sleep is not a passive process, it is an active process, and it is very much essential to our healthy living. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my lecture. If you have any suggestions or comments, kindly post onto my YouTube channel. But please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. Sreenivas Medical Concepts, and my FB page, Dr. Sreenivas Concepts. Thank you. Bye.